early in the 18th century. Port Henderson, opposite Port Royal, was once the maritime outlet for Spanish Town, replacing Passage Fort. The warehouses and taverns that flourish there are now but hollow shells where children play. The tides of commerce now flow in other directions, chiefly through the growing metropolis of Kingston. Spanish Town, the second capital under the Spaniards and the first under the English rule, can never lose its charm and historical value. The central square is a pure Spanish plaza, which has lasted unaltered except for the fine 18th century buildings that surround it. The House of Assembly is on the east side. It has recently been restored, and the spacious rooms are used for parish purposes. This is the entrance to Old King's House, where English governors lived for more than 100 years. On the north side of the square is the Record Office, and also a handsome memorial to Admiral George B. Rodney, who by winning the naval Battle of the Saints, saved Jamaica from capture by the French. The statue of Rodney is by John Bacon, the leading English sculptor of the period. The carved embellishments of the memorial are symbolic of victory. At a short distance from the square is this dwelling house of Georgian architecture. It is a survival of the days of gracious living in the old capital. The cathedral is the most ancient monument of all. It is on the foundations of a Spanish church and has been twice reconstructed. This is Jamaica's Westminster Abbey. Many of the early settlers, military leaders and governors are buried here. Some lie in vaults beneath the pavements of the building, and others in the churchyard. Pause before the memorial of the Earl and Countess of Effingham. It is by John Bacon, the sculptor of the Rodney statue, and is regarded as the finest piece of art in Jamaica. Effingham served as governor. Beneath this slab rests Colonel John Colbeck, an officer in the army that conquered the Spaniards. Colbeck built a huge structure near Spanish Town, partly as a residence, partly as a fort, where the militia could gather to repel invaders. It came to be known as Colbeck Castle. Generations of travelers have visited the
This is Jamaica, island in the sun. A place where the rhythm of living goes unchallenged by any threat to end an eternal summer. Where the change of a season is marked by the blooms of exotic tropical trees. And where suddenly, in June of every year, as if on a cue for beauty, the whole island gets ready for the season's crop of lovely girls to appear. This is a time when one sees smiles that one has never seen before. New faces, new figures, new looks. This is a time when a sampling of all that's best in Jamaican beauty stands in line to be admired, to be compared, and to be chosen. Each girl representing in her own way the beauty of a people who can claim a variety of loveliness in its womanhood unequaled almost anywhere in the world. In this, as in any group of Jamaican girls, there will be a fascination produced by the endless variations of physical beauty. This is a result of the mixing of the many, many races and types of people who go to make up the population of this one small island nation. Miss Jamaicas of the past have all had something new to add to the tradition of this island glamour for which Jamaican women are justly famous. Who will add to that tradition again this year? Which of these beauties will Jamaica claim as its queen for 1961? Who will be showered with prizes and trips abroad? Who will be given the chance for a movie contract or a modeling career? Which of these girls will be the pride of her people for 12 exciting months and a part of their memory forever? That's the question that everybody wants to know the answer to. And to find that answer, the girls who have been chosen to compete for the title set out to meet and be met by as many different people as possible. So that everybody can make his own decision, the competitors for the title of Miss Jamaica 1961 can be seen at cocktail, dinner and tea parties. They participate in float parades, motorcades, trips into the country, and make numerous personal appearances. Suddenly, the girls are everywhere. They arrive at the races, and that day, horses aren't the only favorites being discussed as winners. They parade through Kingston on floats, proudly advertising the products of the firms which have sponsored them in the beauty contest. And for a time, everyone stops work as the parade passes to indulge in man's favorite pastime the world over, watching a group of pretty girls go by. But the parade, led by the brand new Ford Anglia, which is to be given as first prize to Miss Jamaica, gives not only cause for pride in Jamaican feminine beauty, it is also a reminder that in 1961, Jamaicans can take great pride in the industrial development of their island as well. For the floats of many sponsors are evidence of the growth of Jamaican industry, providing new jobs, new incentives, new and exciting opportunities to interest the boys, who will in turn interest the girls, who will in turn... well, anyway, it works out very happily for everyone. After Kingston, the scene shifts to the Casa Montego Hotel in Montego Bay, which is the thriving center of the tourist industry in the island, the site of luxury hotels, and the winter place of the international set. A natural scene for lovely girls, surpassed as a place for fun by nowhere yet discovered, and equaled only by the other fabulous resort spots which Jamaica has to offer along the famous North Coast. Of these North Coast hotels, the largest and most recently built is the Marrakesh, a perfect setting for the most essential ritual of any beauty contest, the poolside parade. By this time, each girl has sorted herself out from the crowd. She is no longer just a pretty and new face. She has become a new person, too, capable of capturing an audience all her own, steadily building up a following day by day. And as the island tour returns to Kingston for another final poolside parade at the Flamingo Hotel, the crowds grow bigger and bigger. Excitement mounts higher and higher, and the people who started out merely as enthusiastic onlookers have by now become dedicated fans. Everybody watching reacts a little differently. Some just applaud. Others get so excited they need a dip in the pool to cool them off. At last, the night of the finals and the grand ball arrives. The night of the final choice. The night to be remembered always by Miss Jamaica 1961. All Jamaica is listening as the finalists start to parade. And who knows what each of these girls is thinking as she sweeps on stage for the final appearance on this eventful night. Dressed in beautiful gowns, created specially for them by the leading couturiers in the island, feeling a little nervous perhaps, but managing to hide it with the experience of the past few weeks behind them. Hardly daring to hope for the prize title after all, but still hoping against hope for all that. Visiting beauty queens from neighboring lands sympathize, for they can remember all too well the turbulent feeling hidden behind the easy elegance. And no wonder the contestants are excited. For quite apart from the honor of the competition, think of some of the prizes. A brand new 1961 Ford Anglia, an all-expense paid 2 weeks to Montreal and Toronto, flying by Trans-Canada Airlines, an all-expense paid trip to Puerto Rico, and another to Colombia, and yet others to Miami and the Cayman Islands, as well as a Philco refrigerator, a fabulous Loeopta stereophonic radiogram, and a stunningly elegant cocktail wristwatch from the Hamilton Jewelry Store in Kingston. But there's no time for thought of the prizes now. There's no time for anything but appearing at one's most beautiful. At last, the parade ends. And while the judges are out deliberating on the final verdict, a speech is made by Senorita Marie Antoinette Lazara, the queen of the Latin American Fiesta from Tampa, the gracious and beautiful representative of all Jamaica's good neighbors. At last, the judges return. And the winner? It's beautiful Marguerite Luarz, fittingly one of the first girls anyone arriving in Jamaica is likely to meet, for she is a ground hostess at Kingston's Palisadoes Airport. She is crowned by last year's Miss Jamaica, Judy Willoughby. And as she smilingly hands over the crown of office, it's as though Judy is saying, enjoy every minute of this. Nothing quite like it will ever happen again. No, nothing like this will ever happen again. Nothing to top the first ecstatic moments as the girl all Jamaica wants to claim for its own. Moments so sweet that only Marguerite herself can say what it feels like to be Miss Jamaica 1961, Queen for a year.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply honored to have been chosen, and I shall truly try to be a worthy representative of all the people of our beautiful island, wherever I may go. Thank you all very much.